What's going on, fellow money lovers and collectors? Well, and you new folks coming to the videos as well. What are we doing? We're looking through a bunch of loose bills. We're going to see if we can find anything that are errors, or at least something that's, collectible, worth a little bit more than face value. So hopefully you like making money. So even if you're not into collecting currency, you can check out this video and my other videos and follow the channel. Maybe find something you're into. So that way, next time you're looking at your coins, your currency, you'll know what to look for that's worth really good bucks. But enough yapping, let's get to it. Series 2021. Nothing jumping out in the serial number, kind of repetitious, 1616 there in the middle. If I would have had 58, 161658, I probably would have held on to that as a repeater serial number, but this one is nothing to call home about. Beat up, so we're moving on. Yeah, free booger here on this $10 note and here, so that's really nice. Nothing else jumping out. Printed nicely, despite being a little damaged with that stuff going on. Serial numbers look good. The print looks good. On the back of the note, keep an eye out around kind of the intricate detail points, any lettering points. Sometimes you can see issues with ink smears there. Actually, there's just a bunch of crud all over it. What the heck? All right. Yeah, nicely printed $1 note, series 2021. So the newer series. This one's a little beat up, though, regardless of being a bit newer. Little shift in the seal here. Nothing going on the obverse front of the note. Back of the note, nothing going on there. Keep an eye out. I did a video that was talking about kind of reverse stuff to look for. I won't kill you with info here, but this thing got me thinking about it, which is damage is what it looks like, a little bit of ballpoint pen. But if you want to check out that video, then you'll see a bunch of different stuff to look for. Nothing going on here. Much better condition 2021 note. If you also want to know, kind of the different parts of $1 notes and what all these little numbers mean, check out my video on that too. I have a video that covers each denomination individually, so you can kind of skip the ones that you already know. Nothing going on the serial number. This one's really beat up. Don't be confused by discoloration like this. As you can see, the note's lost its durability. It's been wet and worn out. And due to that, you get that discoloration. Just kind of ink depleting from the note, so to speak. 2017, little bit of like a burn mark or something going on. Nothing jumping out on the front. Little bit of transfer of some ink going on, but it looks like this one's been wet as well, so we'll kind of move on. 2017 series. Printed nicely. The seals are printed real nicely. The Federal Reserve seal for Atlanta, Georgia here, as well as the Treasury seal. Nice repetitious ones, but not enough for me to hold on to. And nothing going on there. 2013 series. Keep an eye out for 2013 series star notes, especially B series. The B series star notes, those were printed twice at two different facilities. And so not all of them, but a good chunk of the star notes for 2013. I believe there was some 2017 notes that were also duplicated as well. Although it's going to be really, really rare, only like 20 of them have been found, which is finding a pair of those. If you did, they are worth good money, but just the duplicates alone are worth more than the standard star note. Series 2021 $5 note. 10s are going to be redesigned. I know I saw one peeking out here somewhere down on the stack. But 10s are going to be redesigned here and coming out in the next year or so. So I'll cover all that and new errors to look for. Once we get to actually see them in person, we can mess with them and take a real good look at them. Really much older note, older $1 note, 1998A. So you don't really get these very often. 1998 A's. A little bit of a different size to that run. I will look it up. I'll give you some more info in the description box for that older series since I don't really come across those. Maybe I'll make a little short video. This one is definitely beat up, so nothing special to talk about here, but there are some known errors to look for on that series of note, and I will cover that in the description. 2021 as well, probably the most series date we've seen in this banknote search. A little bit of kind of heavy ink going on this federal seal here. Other than that, nothing crazy going on. A little bit of wet ink transfer below the end, but I'm going to pass. Not enough to call, like, dramatic enough to be collectible. Some 6s, some 0s, some 1s. Really nicely printed. $1 note. So probably best condition of the ones we've seen so far. You can see kind of some excess of ink kind of pushed through from the front to the back of Washington's coat there below the lettering for, whoop, let me knock my camera over, for the lettering of the word 1 there. If it's really dramatic, then I'd say hold on to it. But in this case, just a nice condition note. Some 2s, some 8s, nice $10 note. Like I mentioned earlier, these are going to be redesigned and released next year, 2026. Supposedly, and maybe we'll see some delays. That's happened over, well, the history of coinage and banknotes in the U.S. But as things come out, I'll cover what I can. What I think is the coolest thing that they'll be adding to these $10 notes, as well as other denominations they'll be redesigning and putting out into circulation, is tactile functions. Those tactile functions are going to be really great for visually impaired and many other people to help them distinguish different types of denominations in their pocket. So I think that's really, really cool. Nothing going on there. Let's flop this around. And nicely printed note, 2017 series. Hey, okay, a little bit of a ladder action going on. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got ourselves a ladder serial number. Now that I'm looking at it, we got a little bit of an odometer note too, where the 6 on the end there is sitting a little bit high. But the collectible factor for this one's going to be that ladder. So broken ladders is what I like to refer to them as, but sometimes people say they need to be missing digits. But anyhow, ladder notes in general, I think, are really, really collectible. This one's got a nice crappy fold down the middle. It's series 2017. Back of the note, not as bad as far as showing the fold. Little bit of damage along the edges and borders of the note, but really cool ladder serial number. So I'm happy about that. I'm going to hold on to it. Good find for the banknote search so far. The last couple, we found a couple little date notes and stuff, but nothing too crazy. 2021 series. This one's been saturated at some point. I can tell because of the bleed through. At least it seems to be. Yeah, you can tell from the discoloration here. It might be hard to see in the camera, but you can tell a lot of bleeding of ink on the note. And I originally would go, man, it could be an ink or print issue, print error rather. But when you see kind of the expansion of the cotton linen material and all the little threads and stuff that they put throughout here, you can tell it's actually due just to damage. So, and 2021 series. Nothing crazy going on here. Kind of the same thing going on. This thing's been wet at some point too. I mean, of course, this is part of the color pattern, but you can tell with discoloration around the edges, especially, and all the bleed to where the lettering is, that this thing is just damaged. 2017A, pretty similar size to 2017 as far as series and print. Nothing going on the serial number. Lots of 4s, which is kind of cool, but not enough repetition to hold on to. And nothing jumping out on the back of the note except for some free crud passed along from the previous owner. Moving on, getting down there, we're at the last two. So I appreciate you watching the video. Jump in the comments and let me know what you've come across lately in your searches. Couple of 7s, couple of 6s, couple of 9s, but not a pattern or fancy serial number enough for me to hold on to. Printed nicely otherwise. Nothing to talk about design-wise since the late 50s, early 60s, which is the last time that they redesigned $1 notes. And those are not up for design as far as stuff they're going to be doing over like the next 20 years. So nothing to really talk about there. This one's a little bit of a misaligned cut, so to speak. You can see how it's just kind of hanging out a little high. Now, if it was actually riding the edge of this or a portion of it was missing, I'd call it an error. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine. And a little bit of excess of ink here. A couple people sent me emails with where they actually could make out pretty much all of Washington, obscuring portions of this word one. In that case, I would say hold on to it. I think that's kind of a, excessive ink error. But that's me. You can differ and let me know in the comments if you don't think the same way. Nothing else going on there. What are we holding on to? I think an awesome find for this bill search. A nice ladder serial number, 0 through 7. I haven't found a ladder note in quite a while, so I'm really, really excited about that. I'm going to get it into a nice protective top loader. I'll link you guys on some of those so that way you can protect your banknotes. Otherwise, let me know what you've come across in your collectible searches lately in the comments. I love reading about that stuff. Hit subscribe if you like collectibles and currency like I do. Otherwise, I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys. See you later.